On 15th January 2026, Uganda concluded its presidential and parliamentary elections. What unfolded later that evening in the towns of Luweero and Kasana in Luweero district is a story residents still recount again and again. Sounds of gunfire, tear gas, running battles, ambulance sirens and anguished cries filled the night.
When we lifted her up, we saw a pool of blood.
3 people were killed that night, fatally shot by security officers entrusted with their protection. Sarah Nagai was 36, Robert Seninde 35, and Ibrahim Seruvidi was only 21 years old. Several others also sustained serious injuries. The victims were neither among the protesters nor were they involved in anything illegal, but that they were innocent lives who died in the chaos.
None of those killed was a protester.
That evening, after the polls closed, chaos broke out at Luweero Islamic Primary School, which had 7 polling stations. It is alleged that some supporters from the opposition started claiming their votes had been rigged.
They threw stones demanding their victory and lit fires on the road. That was the situation when NUP supporters were demanding their win.
These prompted security forces, including the police and the army, to use force to disperse the protesters by firing tear gas and bullets.
We fired tear gas and live bullets to disperse them because they were violent and burning tires on the road.
In the fracas, 3 people were shot dead. Robert Seninde was shot while he was having a conversation with friends in Lumuzon in Luweero Town Council.
He had a gunshot and told his friends he had been shot.
When I arrived, I found him lying dead.
We have reached out to his companions, but none have agreed to face our cameras out of fear. The Lumuzon LC1 chairperson Sekasaka confirmed that Seninde was not involved in the protests and was killed arbitrarily.
He was a peaceful man. You wouldn't even know which side he supported.
He was a trader at Valichewunya and left behind a widow and 1 child. Sarah Nagai and Ibrahim Seruvidi were shot at the same time and in the same area. Seruvidi was shot in front of Luweero Boys Primary School, while Nagai was shot adjacent of Legacy Imaging Center in Kasana Town.
Security officers started shooting at people, and the young man behind me was the first to be shot.
By the time we reached her, she had already fallen down. We went to Legacy Medical Center, where nurses confirmed she was dead.
They were in a group of about 15 people traveling from Luweero to Kasana. They had taken the DR form to the Luweero Town Council headquarters because they had acted as agents for the then elected officials.
We decided to return to Kasana because Luweero was on fire.
They encountered youth who were engaged in running battles with security.
George William Namgera narrowly survived after being grazed by a bullet that left fragments lodged in his body.
I was taken for an X-ray and they found only bullet fragments in my body.
They were shot when an army vehicle came driving along the side of the road without headlights, with the officers firing as they drove.
The vehicle was moving at high speed with no lights.
The vehicle had no lights. We could only hear gunshots.
Isaac Sekade, another survivor, was shot just across the road on his way home from work, the bullet passing through his thigh.
I was coming from work when I was shot in the thigh at around 8:30 p.m.
I wanted to know whether there was a protest at this particular place that led to these officers firing on civilians.
There was no chaos in Kasana at all. The firing started with officers on a pickup truck.
The question remains, why were officers firing at people running for their lives? If they suspected them of being protesters, why not shoot in the air?
The commanding officer was unprofessional. He ordered shots on target instead of arresting protesters or using tear gas to disperse them.
Surprisingly and sadly, none of their victims or their families were contacted to offer sympathy or an apology for what happened, leaving them with many unanswered questions.
Authorities should reach out to the bereaved families.
In the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, Article 22, Section 1, no person shall be deprived of life intentionally except in execution of a sentence passed in a fair trial by a court of law in respect of a criminal offence under the laws of Uganda and confirmed by the highest appellate court. However, the Uganda Police Standard Operating Procedures are the main internal guidelines that set out when police and its sister agencies like UPDF can resort to lethal force. They emphasize that firearms should be used only when necessary and proportionate, essentially when there is an immediate threat to life or safety. Such use is limited to the following circumstances. 1. In self-defense or defense of others against an imminent threat of death or serious injury. 2. To prevent the commission of a serious crime involving lethal force. 3. To arrest or prevent escape of someone reasonably believed to have committed or attempted a serious violent felony that threatens life. And 4. When lesser force options are clearly insufficient after warnings or verbal commands were feasible. Now, none of these 4 conditions justified shooting these people and certainly killing 3 of them.
It is very unfortunate that in the 21st century we still have people that lose lives because of these elections. Elections are not mere elections, but it is a pillar of good governance.
They are now demanding justice from the government for the brutal shooting.
We incurred medical expenses and can no longer work. The government should compensate us.
The question is, will the government come out to account for those people who were accidentally shot? Will the officers who did that be punished? The answers to these questions remain to be seen.